My first guest is now in his 8th season. That's unbelievable, as Saturday Night Live's resident impressionist, providing the voices of everyone from Dick Cheney to Rudy Giuliani. Please welcome Darrell Hammond. Let's get him out. You got the drippy cup. You know, we're getting very close to the Midwest Countdown. This is very exciting. This is historic.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Actually, it's not. We do it every year, but we're just going to pretend that it is. Yeah, it's going to be a great celebration. Let's talk about you, and I'll interrupt you rudely when it's time for the Midwest Countdown.
That'd be good.
You just had Al Gore on Saturday Night Live, and I have to say, I watched him, and I thought he did a pretty good job. He seemed like a funny guy.
Yeah, and I've also told people a lot that he's funny in person.
Right.
Like, privately. I mean, there's this one time when he was saying to me, like, I'm sorry I didn't win. But, you know, I mean, we're in good hands, Darrell. I'm like, well, I mean, like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you got Dick Cheney, you got Colin Powell, you got George W. It reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. I'm like, what? He goes, well, Colin Powell has courage. Now, if we can only get that other guy a brain and the other one a heart.
So he's doing jokes. He's good. Now, it probably would be a dream if former President Clinton ever hosted Saturday Night Live. He would be the ultimate Saturday Night Live host, in my opinion.
Yeah. I guess the monologue probably wouldn't be geared as much to the men.
You think he'd just gear it only towards the women?
Yeah, there. We've got a great show tonight, but it doesn't have to end here.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I hate to cut you off, but we're getting very close. Look at it. It's almost as if. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the beginning, I was nervous about other people holding her.
We're back here, Mr. Darrell Hammond. Thank you for allowing us to interrupt you so that an Asian prostitute could be lowered onto Joel Goddard. We appreciate that.
That was great.
Now, I want to ask you about something. I read in the paper the other day that there's going to be a movie that's about the life of Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
That they're going to make a Hollywood movie. And I was just curious, do you think this is a good idea? Do you have thoughts on this?
Well, I do think it's a good idea, but because he's so interesting. But I read that Sharon wanted Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp to play Ozzy.
Yeah, which, I mean, sure, he'd be good at it, but, you know, I'm thinking for Ozzy, someone a little more like pain-maddened. You know, someone like the Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss should play Ozzy Osbourne.
Don't you think? I mean, it's like, Sharon, the bleeping dog bleeped on the carpet. I was in Jaws, Sharon. I don't have to take this.
Yeah. What about, you know, they say that Phil Donahue's going to be looking for work soon. Is it possible that he could take that role?
Let's not talk funny talk here, Sharon. That dog is gonna walk around until the gun's all over the poop here and poop there, and TV executives ka-ching, 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 and I mean, come on, how far are we?
And then take some calls. Now, I know, there's a rumor that Jay Leno may take the part of Ozzy.
Okay, Jay Leno, let's see. Oh, that's a very disgusting, actually, even more exciting. you know about this, Sharon? You know about this? You know, this is true. No, making this up. Apparently, apparently you think a dog pooping on the carpet is disgusting. Do you know about this? No. Apparently, scientists have discovered that if you cut Anna Nicole Smith with a knife, ranch dressing comes out. Ranch dressing, ladies and gentlemen, Anna Nicole Smith.
That's actually... That's better than any joke I've had in a while. You're not working right now on Saturday Night Live. You got some downtime. What do you do? How do you spend? How does Darrell Hammond spend his downtime?
4-year-old girl.
Oh, that's yeah.
And on this show tonight, hey.
Yeah.
And we watch TV. We watch. Basically, my life is now about the Muppets and about SpongeBob.
SpongeBob is.
Right.
See, people were Muppet Faces of Death, horrified people, but SpongeBob is a phenomenon.
Yeah, and now he's joined. Remember, like the Teletubbies? They were saying one of them was gay.
There's a rumor that one of the Teletubbies was.
Well, now they're saying the same thing about SpongeBob is gay. Have you guys heard that? Well, I mean, how do you determine if a cartoon character is gay? I mean, sure, SpongeBob is sweet. He's sensitive. He has a pet snail named Gary. He soaks up a lot of fluids.
Oh, my God. I'm going to...
Listen, when you do the math...
I'm going to change the subject here. What about... Let's go back to the Muppets. The Muppets Christmas special. Did you see that last week? The Muppets Christmas special?
I did, and, you know, Snoop Dogg was a fairly sharp intake of breath.
Yeah. Just the mention of Snoop Dogg.
Well, they cut him out of the Muppets thing.
Why?
Well, because of his public admittance to using pot, his association to pornographic movies, and let's see, also he admits to pimping.
He said that he was a pimp for a while in his youth. In his wayward youth, he was a pimp.
Don't you think that Fozzie and Kermie have turned a girl out or two once in a while? You know, like, hey, wacka wacka, where's Piggy? I don't know. Bitch better have my money.
You've set back children's television about 60 years
and my own
with this one single appearance.
And my own family life, too.
This weekend, Matt Damon's hosting Saturday Night Live with Bruce Springsteen, E Street Band. It's a good rerun. People should check that out. Mr. Darrell Hammond, thank you for being here, and Happy New Year. We'll be right back with Sarah Vowell. Sarah Vowell when we come back.